Every time I need to film something, I always get some spots. It's literally inevitable at this point. It is August. We are here for another 10k, our 8th one of the year, and we are in sunny Blackpool for this one. Today I'm going to be running the lights. So if anybody doesn't know, Blackpool is famous for Blackpool Illuminations, a series of lights across the promenade of Blackpool, and today's event is called Run the Lights. This one is definitely another unique one to add to the collection. I've not quite done anything like this, especially in this series so far. The run is not in the morning. It is currently 8 o'clock at night, and we're going to be running in the dark with the light of the Illuminations and hopefully the moon. But I've just arrived in Blackpool. It's currently 8 o'clock. We're running at 9 o'clock. You know how in my other 10k videos I feel like I've got my preparation down now, like I get my kit out the night before, I have a good sleep, I have a nice little breakfast, but this one has completely been flipped on its head because of course it's at night. So I feel like I've just been kind of waiting around all day. Been waiting around all day, ready for this run to happen this evening. And I need to go and find out where I need to go and collect my number from, where the start and finish line is and all that kind of jazz. So I need to quickly get changed in my car. Ideal. We're gonna go and find out where we need to be and when, and as soon as possible. Have a quick wee, come back, do my hair because I cannot run like this, and have a great run. That's the plan. I will say I think I've underestimated the temperature of August. I thought it was going to be quite warm. I didn't factor in that it was going to be at night, and it's quite windy. We're kind of being thrown on a little wild goose chase because nobody knows where the bib number collection is. So currently trying to find that and panicking that it's quite far away from where I've parked, and I also need to go back to the car in the meantime. And it's a really nice medal, number 8 of the year. Oh my gosh, I kind of look glowy actually in this light, but man, I can feel the salt off my skin. That was so sweaty. I'm really glad that I didn't take an extra layer in the end, because it was, when you start running you don't need it. It was just at the finish line I felt a little bit chilly because there's gusts of wind, obviously with it being on the coast. I'm not gonna lie though, I have extremely strong opinions of how this 10k went, which I feel like I just need to mentally just calm down before I explain all of these things that have gone on in today's event. But for now, I'm gonna head home because it's really late. It's 10:30, obviously because of the start time being so late. I'm just gonna dwell in my thoughts for now. I also haven't checked my time, so there's that to debrief on also. But just for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. And we will probably catch up in the morning after I've had a little bit of time to reflect on what's happened and how the event went in as a whole. So stick with me and we'll talk about that next. Good night for now. Okay, let's debrief Blackpool Run the Lights 10K. I have a lot of strong opinions about how the event ran all in all, because this event out of the 8 that I've done so far has definitely been the most stressful, the least organised, and overall it really killed the experience for me. I was so looking forward to this event and how unique and different it is, and ultimately the race experience has just really been let down. So let's talk about what actually happened, because I feel like so far this video is going to be so choppy in terms of I couldn't take you through my whole journey like I have done with my previous run videos. So let's start from the beginning. I was on my journey to go and pick up my number, and essentially the instructions on the race information kind of landed you at the nearest postcode, and then I had to walk for what turned out to be a 20-minute walk. How do I explain this? The event village was down on the seafront of the promenade and we was up on the top of the road, but the only way to get down here was to walk a 10-minute journey this way to go down onto the promenade seafront, which meant I was walking for 40 minutes all in all, because I wanted to go and get my race number, come back to the car, sort myself out, get in race mood, and then go back to the start line, which meant I was significantly late for the start of the race. So as you could see from one of the videos that I put in, the race had already started and I was still walking down to the start line, which definitely wasn't ideal. I also had to sprint from the car because I think it was about 10 to 9. I had to sprint from my car all the way round that journey to get to the start line. So it was just completely not ideal. But when I went to pick up my number as well, there was just queues for days. There was just hundreds, probably thousands of people waiting to pick up their race numbers, waiting to go to the bathroom. It was so stressful, and I think everyone involved was stressed out, including people who were running, people involved in organising. It was just completely chaotic. And to make matters 1,000 times worse, my journey to Blackpool in the car, I needed a wee before I even set off, and that journey was an hour, and then with everything else that went on up until the start of the race, I still needed a wee, and because I was so late, there was no time for me to have a wee. So I think the only reason that I got through this run was through pure rage and the fact that I needed to wee so badly. It was just awful. It was really, really horrendous. And it's such a shame that this has all happened for this one, because like I said before, the fact that it's running at night, we were running around Blackpool Illuminations, there's, Blackpool Tower that was all lit up. We went all the way from near the Imperial and Grand Hotels all the way down through all the lights, past the Blackpool Tower, all the way up to the Pleasure Beach Pier, and then back on ourselves. So it was a really nice, long scenic route, and it's just such a shame that all this had happened, because it really ruined the race experience for me. What else do I need to tell you? Oh my gosh, this was one of the worst things. So on the night, there was a 5k and a 10k running at the same time, and they set off at the same time. For the speedy runners who can do literally 5k in about 10 minutes, They were already on their way back as I had just started, because I was like the last person in the queue for the start line because I was late. So as we were running up, there was the speedy ones who were coming back down, and because there was no separation of the road, so all of the 10k runners and the people who started at the back were just going along the road like this, and then there was a few people coming down. They kind of had to use the tram line and like the pavements and stuff like that to actually get back past, because they were coming towards us like this, but there was no separation of these two runners. So it was just completely chaotic. And at one point there was a guy, this made me so mad. He had his arms out like this and just started running into the people who was running towards him, because he was on his way back, and it hit so many people on the way past, and it was I just hate people like that. Just, you know, it's I don't even know what to say about it. It's just pure rudeness. Can you tell that I'm really mad? And the fact that it was on a Saturday night in a town centre on the coast, there was loads of people on holiday, obviously because it's August time, and we had the brunt of all the people who had been drinking, and some of them were actually all right. You know, there was a lot of children and families that were cheering on runners along the sidelines, but then you always get a few weirdos, and because alcohol was involved, it just made that experience a lot worse. At one point there was actually a woman who was so drunk she literally fell into the road, and yeah, it was just bad. And then just to top things off, I've come to edit the video, and my GoPro SD card has decided that it's got an error. I can't get access to the SD card without deleting all of the footage that I took. I feel like this one has just been an all-round sham because I couldn't take you with me for getting ready because it was so rushed and manic and no one knew where they were going. I filmed a lot of the run and that footage is no longer with us, and to top things off, it was just a really poorly, in my opinion, it was a really poorly organised race, which is such a shame. It really is a shame because I was really looking forward to it. It's something different, and it's just a shame that it's turned out this way. But let's talk about results. Oh, that's another thing that I need to add in. On the results page of the website link had an error, so I couldn't access it. So I had to email to actually get the race results back, which is a very minor thing to add to the things that have gone wrong, but it's really not the point, is it? You know, in terms of all the other races have had automated systems where you get an email, you get a text message, you get something to tell you that the results are ready or what your result is. Anyway, with all that said, I ran the Blackpool Run the Lights 10k in 1 hour, 5 minutes and 44 seconds. So we're kind of back on track in terms of striving for a better time and improving our run, which is a good thing. Like I said before, I think I only got through this run from pure rage and annoyance, internal rage, and the fact that I needed a wee for literally about 3 hours. So that sadly kind of sums up my experience of the Blackpool Run the Lights 10k. I'm just really, really glad that during my run I took one video of me running with the Blackpool Tower in the background, and that's the only kind of memory of the run that I have, which is such a shame. My iPhone in night light is really, really poor, so that's a real shame. But we did it, we got another 10k in the bag, we've got another good time to add to these times that I'm collecting across the year. I haven't got any plans for September's run yet, but I am looking forward to, I've had a little browse at some events that I'm looking at entering for the rest of the year. So I'm excited for that, and I'm sorry that this video has been quite negative. We'll just have to bring the organisation and the positivity for September. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, I really appreciate you being with me along this journey of the 10Ks. I will see you in September with more positivity and more organisation. See you in the next one.